we recorded the album over 2 days in a friend's house.
Yeah, so let's talk a little bit about this album. So to put it into perspective, when you throw on the album, when I first threw on the album, the first thing I noticed is that it's like it has very loose production. And at first, I'll admit, like I didn't quite understand what you were doing. I'm like, is this not anything that I'm normally listening to? And it took me, and this is to encourage everyone else who wants to check it out. Like, I had to kind of like listen through half of it to kind of like get it. I'm like, oh, I get what he's doing here. So then I went back and listened through the whole thing in full. I'm like, this feels good. It feels right. It's a beautiful album. And it is so unique in a world where everything's like overly polished and like AI influence. Like you can really feel you're kind of going against the grain on this one.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, part of that is by choice and part of that is by necessity, I think. Smith was I recorded my album and Smith's new album like within a month of each other. And so when we recorded Smith's album, we got Ben, who is the drummer of Public Health and also the drummer in White Rabbit, and he recorded the Public Health album.
Yep.
And he is like an amazing producer. And we went to this church in Kitchener, and he set up like 15 mics all around the church and recorded us, and the album sounds so good. And while we were doing that, I was making my album, and I recorded it in 2 days at a friend's house with like borrowed microphone. The only thing I paid for was the digital, not the digital, the like audio,
like the thing you
machine.
need to plug that you have to plug the microphones
which we
into.
rented from Long and McQuaid for like $20,
Beautiful.
right? And all the rest was like I borrowed microphones and stands and stuff from like Forrest, of Rooney's and of a bunch of musical stuff. He's great. And Jack of Public Health. And I was just like, I'll owe you one. And I'm not a producer, but none of us were. Like, we didn't have anyone there that was an expert. So like I had to be like, okay, we're doing this. And like, I have some photos from that recording session where like the piano, the reason why we recorded at this house is because it had an actual piano. With, like,
I have to ask before you continue, what was the piano you're playing? Because it sounds gorgeous.
I don't know what,
piano?
like it's a piano. It's like an upright.
It looks exactly like a piano.
It's an upright piano. It's at my friend Ash's place. And her and her parents were just wonderful. They were just like, yeah, use the space.
That's so good.
So
anyway, sorry,
the
continue.
piano's like in the dining room, and the dining room and the living room are like kind of open concept. So we like moved the table from the living room out, and we like set up the drums in the living room. And then we had me on piano in the dining room, and we had Noelle on guitar, like kind of in the middle. And we recorded as much off the floor as we could. We took like bed sheets and we put them up, on the wall
for some sort of baffling
sound. Yeah. And it was the first time like doing anything like that. It was a great experience, but it was super stressful. For the first day, we couldn't get the stuff to work for like halfway through the day. So Nathan, the drummer, had to leave like 2 hours after we started recording the drums.
Right.
So almost all the drums on the album are like first or second take.
I think, okay, this is what I got. This is what we got.
And the way that we recorded is like, we tried to get it as off the floor as possible. So I had some friends there that like, if they weren't playing an instrument, we just gave them like a tambourine or like a little percussion instrument.
Just to fill it out?
Yeah. And we just put some like phones around the space with like voice memos on.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Tell me about that. You mentioned that before the interview. You like, what was on the phones?
It was just voice memos. So we were recording through the phones just to have some like room mics. But we would just have it around some friends that like maybe someone has like a tambourine or like a little bell or something.
And they'd record into that, like they would be more predominant in front of that microphone. Is that the idea?
Yeah. The microphone would be around them.
Did you use any of those voice memo recordings on the final?
They're all over. So it's all sort of like my room mics or like the voice memo recordings.
That's amazing.
And then I also like spliced like on Birthplace. I took like all the recordings of us talking between songs and I like mixed them into the background to have like the feeling of like I don't know, being in a room, being in a space. And so we recorded all like that. And I did some overdubs afterwards at my place, and I produced the album too, like I engineered it, and I don't know how to do that at all. But I tried my best, and I it was really stressful because I kept on getting, recordings back from the Smith album. I'm like, oh my God, these sound so good. And I'm just trying to
turn this knob. Oh my God, do something.
And I swear the album sounded terrible. Like my album sounded terrible until like the last minute. I got some feedback from a guy named Phil, who's a great musician and producer. He's in Nostra and stuff. And he gave me just like some free feedback because he's great. And he was, showing me some like plugins and stuff. And I think something that I realized late in, like I need to stop focusing on making this album sound good. And I just need to focus on making it sound like it's in the same room.